when you think about what tools can mean in the hands of people with not the best of intentions, that's where shit can get pretty horrifying.
100%, man. And like the crazy thing is that we're already at a point where when it comes to like the AI stuff, you have no idea. Um, like we don't know where it's coming from, I think is another thing to think about.
What do you mean by that?
Like you never know where these videos are coming from per se, right? You'll just see it circulating.
I got you.
And so because of that,
like who made it with AI, you're saying? Like we
yeah.
don't know that. Got it. Okay. That makes total sense. Try to see here. I'm trying to pull up the chat.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Okay, cool. So for all y'all here, we're gonna walk through some AI videos to first of all, like laugh together, and then also show you an example of like the kinds of things that are capable of AI. And then I want to go through, and I chose some of them deliberately to speak to the marketing angle of why I'm so concerned for the state of the internet, because in the hand of a marketer, like this tool is like so overpowered, because when you've spent your life like studying what gets people to watch and you can just generate that at any time, like that is going to make it such a difficult ask for someone who doesn't understand the deeper psychological triggers to create content that breaks through. What up, RD? How you living? Who else is here? We got Ken. How are you doing? We got
Bog in the building. What's up,
cool.
Bog?
What up? Hello. Let's throw some up on the screen. Say what up, RD. We got Akin. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to pull up. Can y'all see my screen? You can, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's go to my playlists. Also, if you don't follow us on TikTok yet, definitely go do that at Memes and Markets over on TikTok. But we made a playlist of where's the AI slops? How do you find this stuff? Favorites.
Did you do it on your personal?
No, I did it on this one. I'm certain of it. Collections. There
Collections.
We go. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go through this together. Let's start with Kurtz, because can you hear that?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is producer Kurtz, and this is obviously a very famous person, Neil deGrasse Tyson. So let's hear him.
Doing calculations, as well as looking back at old NASA footage and raw data from satellites hovering above Earth. And I just can't escape the conclusion that the Earth might actually be flat. That's not me. It was never me. Those aren't my words. That's what's called a deep fake.
That's crazy.
Super wild.
That's so concerning, because that shows you the power of this stuff, right? Because Neil spent his entire life building up his reputation of being like a decent source of truth, right? In the scientific community. And then that looked like so good that unless you were, I'm sure if we broke it down frame by frame, we could probably spot little things here and there. But if you're just watching that passively, everyone would fall for that.
For sure, dude. 100%.
It's like so good. I want to like rewatch it and be like, is he screwing with us? You know what I mean? Like that's how good it looked.
Right. And it's, so I haven't like gone and made any of these myself, but like there's different elements to what makes this feel realistic. I think the thing that's probably the most convincing, and like you said, if you're not looking, then you won't know, which is his voice, right?
Yes. It's usually the voice that gives it away currently.
Interesting. Well, what I was saying is that I thought that was the most convincing part.
You'll see in the other videos, his maybe because they have enough. His might be the better because they have enough to pull from to create the fake voice.
True.
When it's cold generated, those voices are usually very obvious. They sound like the exact same. Like I could hear it in a crowd and I'd be like, I know that's AI. His, you're right, is way better, but probably because there's enough content to train it on.
True.
Yeah. So that's great. The producer Kurt chose that one. This is producer Kurt's favorite guy. So also going to manifest us having him on the show in the future. So let's go to the next one. Okay. There's so many. I'll go to the next one here. So this was Keith's, and this is a cat, obviously. But we talked about this before too, right? Where when we were talking about AI video, how they could deliberately make it look like it's a certain type of footage, right? Like this looks like that famous Ring cam that people have come to expect with it being authentic. And I remember when I was talking about this before, when people are like, I said it's going to get to this level. They're like, no, they won't be able to recreate different things. I was like, you're so ignorant if you think that's possible. We're already here, man. Like this looks just like a Ring video.
100%.
Now let's see what happens to Mr. Kitty here.
You're
like, that looks so good.
Yeah, man.
I hate that happened, Mr. Kitty here, even if it is virtual, but like that looked so good.
So yeah, so it's like there's the audio, right? And in this case, it's not a voice, which makes it probably a little bit easier to replicate as
Yeah,
well, right?
totally.
Anything that's human, right, is going to be harder to like fully capture, but background noises and like little animal noises would be easier. It's not like we can hear what that cat was saying. Like he was talking. If he was talking to another cat, the cat would be like, I don't know about that. Like,
Yeah, we can't pick up the little differences in terms of cat language. You're right, but that's a great example. We got a few more. I want to go through them and then let's provide our commentary for each one because they do show different things that are scary about this, and then we'll break down more and more of it. But here's one where one of my biggest fears would, and I think it's natural, would be we've lived in a system for a very long time where video was the ultimate beacon of truth. If you had a video in a courtroom, you were essentially cooked, right? If it showed that you were doing something. And
mhm.
now, like, obviously, I chose the jokey example of a SpongeBob, but like, this could easily have been me or you or whatever. And this looks like other body cam footage, right? And so, how far are we from the point where somebody who's a bad actor, like, I could use this and it would be indistinguishable? The metadata would probably give it away, but I'm sure people will figure that stuff out too, right? Like, there's so many things that you can do. Like, there's already tools out there that can remove the watermark as is,
Mm,
like now
mm.
already. And so
Wow.
then you don't think they'll solve the metadata thing? Like, I think people are really underestimating people's ingenuity, especially with like what's possible here. So that's one massive concern is I don't want to be like SpongeBob and have a fake video of me doing a crime I didn't do, right?
I didn't do anything.
Stay right there.
I'm innocent, officer. I was just walking home from work. That's all.
Match the witness description exactly. Don't move.
I swear on my spatula, it wasn't me. I don't even own a boat.
He swears on a spatula, man. Come on. But then we also, these ones are some of the best. Okay, so if y'all haven't seen this, we threw in a mix of this playlist to have some funny stuff, some stuff to scare you. So just to show you like how big of a tool this really is. And then so to open your mind to see, like, first of all, how to spot this stuff. Some of it's going to be obvious, obviously. But second of all, to think about more about what this means and why people should really care about AI in the first place. So here's the funny chiropractor grandmas. Like, they're so good. You definitely want to watch these.
A big breath in and out. I'm just going to lift and give you a little squeeze.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
1, 2, 3, and up.
Oh, my back does feel.
Deep breath. Okay. Good job, ma'am. I marked you down for next week.
Oh,
Yeah, some of them are like, why did they do that?
Just relax your
So I
shoulders.
did generate some of these on my own, and you've got to do it a bunch of times for it to even be remotely good. Like, most of them are absolutely horrible, and it costs them a lot of money to generate these because there's so much going on to create this in the background. So it's another thing too where OpenAI is openly losing money per user, and I can only imagine the cost associated with generating these. They're playing the whole game of get enough people using this where it won't matter. That was my grandma. Elder abuse. Honestly, Grayson, bro. But let's watch some more of it.
For me, okay?
I'm trying. I'm a little nervous.
You'll be fine. Deep breath in and out. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh no, Mrs. Carver?
I'm all right.
All right, Miss Cooper, just relax your shoulders for me. A little push, okay?
If you say so, dear.
Big breath in.
That one's probably my favorite. Okay, we'll
that's
go on.
crazy.
Okay, this one's super scary because it seems really real. Her voice sounds pretty good in this, and without this watermark, you would think you're catching someone's security footage here, man. And she's feeding a bear, and this bear would not be this friendly, man. Like, there's no world. And the problem is, like, people do copy what they see on the internet. Like, of course, everybody in here in this conversation, like, you're not the average internet user. I think that's important to remember, right? Like if you're watching a piece of content like this, you're watching a long form podcast, like, you're not the average person because the average person will watch this and fall for this. I'm telling you, they will.
100%, dude.
And
100%.
then they'll go try it. Go ahead, Keith.
No, like, there's so much to this one too. Like you were talking about like kind of like the security cam footage and like the Ring camera, like the lens on the
Mhm.
camera is like almost being replicated in this video. And
Crazy.
it's like that's next level stuff for someone who doesn't study the internet or just like isn't necessarily like super internet native.
Totally.
If they're just flipping through like shorts all the time or something like that and don't know how to like curate their feeds, like this stuff looks super real.
So good. And that's it, right? As a marketer, I know what people will and won't believe. And this is capturing all of the very important elements to create that perception of authenticity. It's all right here, right? Like, listen to her talk. Her voice is actually quite good. It sounds like a grandma.
Go, big fella.
It even sounds like it's being picked up on kind of a shit microphone, right? Like a security footage would be. Like, that's terrifying.
Crazy.
Nice and soft. That's it. Good
She's
boy.
putting her hand all in there, man.
For you. Here you go, big fella. Nice and soft.
Okay, so it looks like the meat doesn't go down as she eats it, so that's maybe the one tell.
That's it. Good boy. Oh, I've got another piece for you. Here you go.
Bro, that's crazy. That's pretty damn good, dude.
Next level. And the thing that you were also saying that makes this wild to think about, you made a really good point. Like, people are copying what they're seeing on the internet. So before AI, you've already got kids who do the whatever challenge, right? And like these like challenges are sometimes literally fatal. Like, people will do something that they see on the internet and then die. And then now we're doing it to where, oh, well, technically there could be some challenge that just gets invented by the AI itself or by someone who's using these AI tools. It's like, bro, where does that lead us to? Even if it's not like people thinking it's real, even if it's just someone seeing something and thinking, oh, that's funny or that's a cool idea, I'm going to do that for real, you know?
Totally. No, that's a very good point, because especially in the youth, like, they're so starved for attention and they grew up with this stuff. So they see it as currency. And I saw this guy have a very interesting point the other day, and I was like, damn. So he's like, America thinks they don't have a social credit system. They don't realize it's social media. It's basically like free capitalism's version of a social credit system, right? Where you create the perception of choice and you create the perception of like being able to go up or down in terms of like socioeconomic and all that stuff. But really, it's basically a control mechanism.
For sure. I mean, like, what's the real difference? You know,
Yes.
it
The
gets
outcome is the
hard to
exact
say.
same. It's
Right.
just your perception that you come through it as you use it, right? Like, we actually had so this is important to share with the viewers. Like, we were talking today about like what we can and can't share, right? And the fact that we were even kind of like even thinking about, can we share an opinion that we know is not even hurtful, but like, oh, will it get taken the wrong way? And we're worried about that. Like, that's a control mechanism. That's absurd that like two rational people can't have a rational conversation about objective truths. Like, that's a horrifying thing. So yeah, it's crazy. We got a few more of these. We'll keep sharing them because they're awesome. This one was crazy just because I was like, I liked Michael Jackson as a kid, and they nailed this one. Like, I will say, from like an advertiser's perspective, this is kind of a dream, and there's no way this can't be legal, man. They're using his likeness, and it looks like they're in a fried chicken restaurant. Like, looks a lot like KFC to me, but you'll see the ad. It's crazy.
It's looking nice now.
Woo! Yo, he stole my chicken!
Got a crispy treasure, can't slow me down. Hot and golden, I'm out at this town. Move, move, Friday, victory.
Well, get back here.
Run, spin, slide, I'm gliding out the door. Fried love in my arms, can't give it up no more. Hey.
Even the cars look pretty damn real, man.
Nuts.
Dude, it's
Nuts.
absurd. And I missed Michael, but so that was cool to see him. But here's another one. This one was mine. Threw in a little dog one for the dog people. There's another cat here too. This one's crazy because this is also like this is preying on people's emotions. And look, it even has a little ring logo. But this is people's worst nightmare. First comment is this AI. He's been gone for almost 20 years. Exactly right. Like, that's the thing, right? Is that people are gonna ask, and I see one thing that actually concerns me a lot, man. Is you and I can joke about this because we know it enough where we're almost never gonna get duped yet, right? But if there's already most of the people are getting duped, we're already at the point where it's cooked because I see all the time people genuinely asking, being like, how do I spot if this is fake? Right? So I think throughout this episode, we should try to like highlight more of the tells if we can.
True.
But because most people, they just genuinely don't have the understanding. So we should try to provide how to spot AI video guide in this. But let's watch the little dog fly away.
Beat the Jet2 holiday. And right now, you
He looks
save
like a Harry
£50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of...
It's so good.
Crazy.
This one was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You seen this?
Yeah.
Bro, this one had me shook. Like, obviously, when you watch it again, you're like, okay, obviously it's fake, but you're gonna watch it twice probably, and then at the end of the day, the marketers achieve their goal of getting the views.
Yep.
Oh, we've already seen these, so let's just see her get. Here we go. Oh, this one's awesome. This one's one of my favorites because it used to be like motion and whatnot that made things unbelievable, but watching this, it looks so believable. I want to learn to code an app with AI. How can I start? What should I learn? Okay, so that's called vibe coding if you don't know how to code, but you're using AI. There's there's so many tutorials online. I would first try to figure out what it is you're trying to build because what tools to use will depend on what you're ultimately trying to create. But let's watch this guy. So I played football growing up, and so like you can tell what it looks like when someone's supposed to be moving. This guy's obviously a unit and isn't real, but like the movements have become pretty incredible. Let's watch this tank. Bro, that looks pretty realistic.
And like, oh my goodness.
Because they even have the, I don't know the proper term, where how he's getting hit is actually how it would look, right? Like they nailed that. Like look at the detail where his neck snaps back after taking a hit from the gut. Right? Like look at his neck. Right?
Yep.
Like that's pretty damn accurate, man. That's crazy. Like little details of how his arm spins back.
Yep. And then like and the meta of it too was like the way it would slow down right as he's like getting the hit. Right? Like that's how the football clips are edited.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, 100%. And then there's a few more of these, and this is more of preying on people's emotions. So there's these series of these people who are taking care of these baby wolves and shit. Obviously horse shit, but they're pretty good. Listen for the voices. You'll see what I'm talking about, where they all are like the same pitch. And I'm not a music person, so I may have I thought this big football lad was real, to be honest. I did at first too. I was like, man, that big man can move. And then I watched it again and I'm like, oh, that's AI. But let's hear it from these people.
Did you hear that?
I'm here to help. Keep digging.
It's also crazy. Homeboy's digging with his bare hands in the snow. Like, he had a shovel. Why would you get rid of that device?
No, keep going. You're almost there.
Homeboy just blocks that out of there.
Come on, little guy. Breathe.
Oh my God, he's alive?
Do you hear their voice? They all kind of
Yeah.
sound the same.
He's breathing. He's still breathing.
And his mouth's not moving.
Close the door behind me. Easy now, little one. I know you're shaking all over. It's okay, Papa. She's safe.
He's freezing. We're trying to warm him up.
My body's still freezing. She's not getting better. We gotta take her to the vet right now.
Get there quick. Hypothermia might set in.
Okay, I also, for people who are making this, if they're doing this on a prompt by prompt basis, they're having to do so many different iterations of this to get it to be consistent. So basically, you can prompt the image models to give them specifics, but even if you give them very strict criteria, they do make a lot of inconsistencies. So this would have taken someone quite a long time because they would have screwed up most of the feedback.
What about the father wolf?
You'll have to wait till we get back.
Like they made a full-on movie.
Right.
Like obviously the acting is shit, but there's a full movie. And here's two of like the shorter ones. It's like,
Is everything all right?
and they all have the same background music too. These fuckers, they're playing in on our emotions.
You hungry?
Here comes the food, buddies. I hope you like it.
Thank God. My guess was true.
My guess was true. That doesn't even make sense. But so RD has a question. Are most of these done with Sora? Yeah, that's definitely the most popular one because it's the most consumer friendly. And then there's more of the same one. I can see this being a movie on Tubi. That's so good. Do you remember Tubi, Keith?
I've never been on there.
I haven't either, but it was notoriously shit apparently. So
Okay.
that's a really good joke, Grayson. Well done. Chad said the beginning looked real, but the movements when they talk give it away. Yeah. Totally. It's the little details, but for the average person, and also I'm sure everyone in here is probably fairly tech native, right? Where we grew up with it. But our grandparents, man, they are like, how would they ever be able to spot this stuff, man? I remember playing like Madden 08. And the graphics on that thing were shit, right? but my grandpa was like, "Who's playing?"
Oh wow, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're falling for Madden 08. You don't think they're falling for this? Are you kidding me?
And even with like the one generation above us, it's like there's already stuff where it's like, okay, come on, like whether it's and this is just in general when it's like the scammers reaching out. Or, and they're like starting a conversation with an AI message like, oh, I've got this investment opportunity. Like, have you looked at this yet? And it's like, we look at that and we're like, we know just from the perspective of like, no one should be reaching out to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Context.
prompt any of this. But for them, it's like, oh, I have a message in my inbox. Like, who's it from? You know? Um,
That's such a good point, Keith.
so it's like little things like that.
Because there's so many data points that allow you to be native with something, right? It's the totality of all of these little points of stimulus that allow you to know what's going on. It's very much like an insider's club that you can only get through experience. And so if you're watching this, or if you're an older person, or if you send this to their grandma, like tell them to assume everything is a scam, man. Like unless they are beside you, don't do anything that has any sort of potential consequences. Like I don't pick up my phone when people call. I don't respond to texts unless I have you as an exact contact. Like I don't do anything because there's just so many scammers out there now. And with these tools, the sophistication is going to become so scarily good.
Yeah, and then like the other thing that like I try to keep my parents like up on is like it's not even just about like them being able to do something to you. Like the immediate thought is like, oh, as long as I don't like give them any personal information or if I don't like click any links, I'm fine. But it's like even to respond, even to
Yes.
pick up the phone,
Mm-hmm.
like could be putting you in danger
Totally.
because your voice, your surroundings, like literally, I mean, there's technology, right? Cops can geolocate you based upon when you answer the phone. So that technology exists.
Yes.
So for you to pick up the phone is actually giving like information away to them that you really don't want to be giving away.
No, that's the scariest part, man, because like anything else, they start off as very expensive technologies and then they become cheaper and cheaper over time and the applications become wider, right? I saw this guy he's like a professional anti-hacker where basically he'll hack hackers and then like shut them down if they're doing nefarious things.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And he used this software that he created where basically he could take pictures from anybody's room and then find out exactly where they lived based on cross-referencing real estate listings from history.
See, that's the type of stuff that absolutely scares me.
It's so insane to think about. It's almost not even worth thinking about. Because like truthfully though, because you're like, "Oh my goodness, we're so cooked." Because when you think about that, if anyone is nefarious and has evil intentions, like the devil's advocate here is this is probably hopefully going to make people be a lot better people because the consequences are now potentially so high if you're not. You know what I mean? Like it's never been easier if someone is crazy or evil to find where you live and like
Yeah.
it's terrifying to think about. That's why we're doing this episode because I don't think enough people are thinking about the real things that matter here, right? In terms of safeguarding our own emotional state, our own perception of reality. Like that's really what's at stake here. Like this thing is they're trying to play God, man. Right? And that's the scariest part.